Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, we're going to teach you guys some MMA ground and pound training that you can do on a heavy bag on the floor. All right, so in this video, we're going to stick to the mounted position. All right, we're in the mount position here. And now the heavy bag, the grappling dummy that I have right now, represents the opponent underneath me. So this is the face and my knees are tucked in underneath his armpits. All right, so now once we've attained the mount position, there's going to be two ways of controlling the opponent in mixed martial arts. So the number one is the one that I have here. This is going to be standard. I'm erect, and now I have a lot of leverage to throw strikes. And in this video, we're going to talk about only basic punches. We're not going to cover the elbows and the positioning of switching our position, but just for the punches, we're going to have this is going to be my first angle, and the second one is a little bit of a lower mount. And now I'm going to have the chest-to-chest control. I'm going to have wider base with my arms like this. All right, so I have chest-to-chest, and now I have a better control on my opponent. All right, so one of the common mistakes of people doing ground and pound is they get too sloppy. One thing to remember is striking on the ground is slightly different than striking on your feet. I don't have the torque, I don't have the rotations of my feet. I'm grounded onto my knees, and I have to use as much momentum using only the shoulders and the whipping effect from my elbow. Okay, so we're gonna cover when I'm in a tight control here. So the number one thing is you always wanna make sure that your elbows are not tucked in like this. You're gonna get rolled over in the real situation. So I wanna keep a wide base. This is my Superman position. A lot of times we'll bring our knees up and crossing our feet. That represents I'm grapevining my opponent's legs. All right, so I have this type of control. And now I can do two types of strikes. Number one is using the palm. The palm is gonna strike right beside the temple right here on my opponent, all right? On both sides, that's my palm strike, okay? This has a very devastating effect. Number one, because it makes sure that the opponent has to cover that strike. If not, it's a very powerful strike. But number two is there's no chance of me hurting my knuckles or my fingers because I'm so close. This nice palm strike right here, it's very devastating, all right? So the one thing you want to be careful is every time you throw palm strikes, I've seen it happen where people go this way and now they jam their fingers onto the mat, all right, on the floor canvas, and that sticks and they break their fingers. So always use your palm strike with the fingers pointed up right here, and use it with the really where the wrist ends right here. That's your powerful palm strike, all right? The second strike we can use from here is also from a wide base, is using the two first knuckles right here. Sideways, sideways, sideways. And notice because I'm very tight, I don't want to come up and then come back down. I stay very tight, and from here, short, choppy punch. All right, so this is my two types of strikes that I like to use, palm and knuckle, when I'm tight against the opponent. Now, if I come back up in this position now, I have a lot more options, all right? So where I'm gonna position myself is gonna be either on my opponent or onto the ground like this, all right? So if I'm on the ground, this is about medium. If I'm on my opponent, I have more momentum, all right? Let's start from here. If my hands are on the floor like this, I have to be careful my opponent doesn't trap and roll me. So I wanna have a wider base. And then from here, same thing, knuckle punches to the side or to this side. The thing with the hooks here is if I start to loop the hooks, although this is a good strike, a lot of times I'm not going to be hitting a heavy bag. The opponent's going to be here blocking with his forearms and his elbows, and I might jam my fingers onto the elbows, and that you can break your hand, right? So from a bigger distance is different than when I'm tighter, okay? So palm strikes again, knuckle punches to the side, dig the two first knuckles onto the side of the temple, break the nose, catch them on the jaw. Very powerful strike, okay? Now, when I start to get some positioning and come back up here, I'm either posting on his neck, posting onto the chest, posting onto his same side shoulder, and now, look at this, I have a lot more momentum to throw a strike, and I can bring it back down, right? So I go downwards, and imagine you're swimming. So every time you lift the elbow, that stroke of your elbow comes up behind the punch, all right? So now I can't rotate my hips as much, but I need to learn to move my shoulder to drive the elbow up and then right into a straight punch downstairs, okay? So if I'm here, the opponent might be like this, and I'll go in an angle, or I'll drive up and bring it back downstairs, okay? So straight punching here, or here, from here as well, or side, and very tight knuckle punching here when I stay tight, all right? Sometimes I like to hold the top of the head or behind the neck, slam a few punches here, a few punches here, get back to your white base. This is a common mistake. People go crazy and start flying punches, but they're not aware that we're not just training the punches, we have to be always have the awareness that the opponent is gonna try to escape from this position, okay? Of course, when I start to ram punches here and my hand is on the floor, I don't have to worry about the trap and roll as much because you have two options when you're underneath me, right? You can trap my arm and try to bridge me off, which I'll probably counter anyways. But number two, you're gonna be eating some really powerful strikes right onto your face. So a lot of times people were not gonna try to escape. Number one priority is to protect their face, not to get knocked out or smashed. So from this position here, once again, is the best position, but you have to learn to ride the wave. So we have strikes. Of course, the straight punches are singular. We can go double up, or both sides, or triple, or just ram a flurry of punches, right? When you train this, always be aware of good technique, stay loose, and visualize exactly what you're doing. Don't just hit the punching bag that's laying down on the floor. Visualize the face. So after one or two blows, the opponent's gonna cover up like this. So once he starts covering up, boom, boom, go to the side, right? Maybe try one to the side, back to the center. Same thing, back to the center. Go low, palm strike, bum, bum, and start mixing things up, all right? So now I'm gonna bring in Alex. He's gonna grab the heavy bag into the mount position. We're gonna stick to this position for this video. And now we're just gonna do a 30-second blitz, all right? So usually I set up the timer and we go for 3 to 5 minute rounds from every single position we have. But today, for the purpose of this video, we're gonna do a mount position striking, 30 seconds blitzing of what we just talked about. Ready, Alex? Only punches, go. That's it. There you go. There you go. Keep the control. Good. Excellent. All right, guys. Good job, Alex. So, there you have it. In this video, only the mount position was covered, only punches. Of course, from there, when we're on the ground and pound, we have elbows. The palm strikes we covered. We have knees. We have a lot of different tools we want to use to control the opponent that's on the bottom. In future videos, we're going to cover knee on belly, side control, in the guard, inside the opponent's guard, from the open guard, standing, or when you are in the supine position. We're going to cover all of those striking positions in future mixed martial arts videos. For today, this is a great way for you to train. You just put a heavy bag on the floor. If you have a grappling dummy just like we do, that's even better because it has the shape of the body, the head, and the ribs. And then you can start striking your opponents and use the head and the body to change the levels additionally, all right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching our video on this mixed martial arts tutorial. Make sure to train hard, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't so already, and
see you guys in the next video.
Take care.